Hi everyone, welcome back to ErikasBeadCreative. Today we are going to learn how to knot in between beads. The kit I'm doing is called Subtly Festive because we have a green and white cruller bead that we are going to knot in between, or you have your choice of the red with the gold. So this is the finished product. We're going to knot in between each bead and then add our clasp and extender chain and a little charm. So the first thing you want to do is take your silk. It comes on a card like this. You want to open this up. The silk actually has a needle on it. So you want to just unravel the whole entire thing. Okay. And you see at this end, there is a needle actually attached to the silk. And this is how we're going to thread our beads on. So when you begin, you actually knot at the very end without the needle. So just do a simple overhand knot. Just make a loop, bring it through, and pull it down. And then we need to add what is called a clamshell. This is a double looped clamshell, which is what I prefer. It has loops on both sides. So when it's closed, you can easily put a jump ring through those loops to attach your clasp. I just find that they're much more secure than the one loop clamshells. They're either called clamshells or knot cups. So what you want to do is you want to actually thread the mouth of the clamshell on first, because you need that mouth to go over your knot. So put it through and slide it all the way down. Just like that. Now we'll close it later on, but for the next thing, you actually want to make a knot right up against the bottom of that knot cup. So again, do your overhand knot, bring it through, and then you want to take your T-pin. This is a T-pin. This is what we use to make our knots as close as we can to the beads. So put your T-pin through your loop as close to the clamshell as you can get. Hold that clamshell down and just pull your silk all the way down. And that T-pin will guide it right up to your knot cup, just like that. Now you're going to leave your T-pin in that knot and you're going to thread on your first bead. So we're going to thread on our first bead and bring it all the way down to our T-pin. And you're going to push that bead nice and tight up against your T-pin and then pop out that T-pin, push your bead, and you can actually feel the knot pop, so it's secure in its place. So we're going to do the same exact thing now. We're going to do our overhand loop through your loop, put your T-pin in that loop, and just butt it right up against that bead. That's the best way, because if you do it back here, your knot's going to get real tight, way further away from the bead than you want it to be. So go right up against that bead, pull your silk to the left. Yep. Make sure you don't get over the rest of the stuff. Okay. Get right up to that bead, pull your silk, pull nice and tight. Now, different sizes of silk will be, thinner. So the smaller the number of the silk, the thinner it is. So the higher the number, the thicker it will be. So we're using a size 8 silk, which is pretty strong. But you will have to be careful if you are using a thinner silk because you can break the silk. But you do want to give enough pressure so you get it nice and tight up against that bead. Put your next bead on. Bring it all the way down to the T-pin. Give it some good pressure right underneath that bead. Pull out your T-pin and push that bead, and your knot will be locked into place. Again, do your overhand knot. Bring your beads through the loop. Take your T-pin, go right up against that bead. Pull your silk. Guide that T-pin right up against that bead. Leave your T-pin in. And put on your next bead. So your next bead is always what is pushing that knot into a nice tight place. Push that bead up against your T-pin nice and tight. Pull your T-pin out and pop that knot into place. Now you're going to do this until you're about an inch away from fitting comfortably around your wrist. And then we will show you how to end your bracelet. Okay, so at this point, I'm about an inch away from it being able to fit my wrist. So we've put our last bead on. We do want a knot behind that bead. So go ahead, make your last loop, pull it through, put your T-pin through your loop, put it right up against that bead, and pull your silk. And what I like to do is use another bead that we've been doing, and just to push in that knot. So we're going to use another one of our beads, push that nice and tight up against your T-pin, pull your T-pin out, and push to lock that knot into place. Now we can take that bead off. So now we have to put a clamshell on this side, and we're going to want the clamshell to go backwards this time because it needs to hold our last knot that we haven't done yet. So you take your clamshell back side first, so you're going through the back instead of the mouth. Put your needle through and slide it on up against that last knot we just did. Now this part is probably the trickiest of the whole entire project, is getting that knot inside the knot cup. So go ahead, make your loop, pull your beads through, and you want to get your T-pin inside that clamshell. Now go ahead and pull your silk, making sure it doesn't get caught on one of the sides of the clamshell. Get it right down in there as deep as you can. Like I said, this is the trickiest part, is getting that deep in there. So we have the T-pin in. Now if you have like, what I like to use is a bicone bead to push that knot in as hard as you can. But if you can't, if you don't have one, go ahead and use your nail. Just try to get it as tight in there as possible and pull your T-pin and push that knot into place. So now what we have to do is we have to glue our knots. What I like to use is GS Hypo Cement. It has a pinpoint precision, and it has a needle that goes back in the pinpoint precision so it stays nice and it doesn't dry out on you. So go ahead and give that knot a dot of glue at your first end. And then you want to give your knot at your other end a nice bit of glue too. Let that dry for just a minute or so. And then you can take your cutters and just go just above your knot inside the clamshell and give it a snip, just so there's not any tail hanging out of your clamshell. And then all you do is close your clamshell. You can use a pair of pliers if you want, or you can just use your fingers and just close that shut. And then you can take your jump ring, use a pair of pliers. I only have my split ring pliers with me today, but use a pair of pliers, bend that forward, just like that, so it's wide open. Slide it into the holes of the top of your knot cup. Oh. There we go. Then slide on your clasp. And now you're going to bend that jump ring back into place. So just pull it towards you. I'm going to have a little more difficult of a time because I don't have pliers with me. Get that closed. And then you can go to your other end. Cut that silk just above the knot. And shut that closed. Just like that. Take your other jump ring, open it up, and then you can slide on your extender chain. Put it through the, put that through your knot cup loops, just like that, and close that on up. All right, and then the last thing we have to do is we need to add on our charm. I like to add it on the extender chain. So you're going to do it the same way with a jump ring or a split ring. Split ring is a little bit more secure. Open that up. Slide your charm on. And slip it on one of the links that you would like it to be on. Close your jump ring up. And there you have your bracelet. This is the Subtly Festive kit because it does come in green and white and red and gold, but it is subtle, so you can wear it actually all year round. So you can wear it to your parties or you can wear it all summer long, so it doesn't matter. You can purchase any of our kits at www.ErikasBeadCreative.com/kits. You even have some extra beads, so maybe you want to make some cute little earrings to go with your bracelet for the holidays. I hope you enjoyed our tutorial, and we'll see you again. Thanks so much.